What's up guys, Felix here. Today I want to talk to you all about something that's happening on crypto YouTube that is a little bit disappointing. Let's just say that. I'm going to talk to you guys about some channels you've probably watched before, and look, I wish that wasn't the case, right? But before we get into it, I'm going to ask you to hit the button to subscribe if you're interested in more crypto videos like this, and as always, I'm obligated to tell you to smash the like button. Alright, let's roll the tape. What I need to talk to you guys about today is shilling. Shilling on YouTube, right? And you know what I mean when I say shilling. I'm talking about someone who's posing as a commentator or a customer or just anyone who hasn't been paid by a project to promote a project, pretending that they just came across it naturally and are making a 10x, right? When in fact, they're getting paid by that project to advertise it without disclosing that they were paid to advertise it. And this bothers me because as someone who's worked on advertising campaigns for Web 2 products and for Web 3 products, I don't really think the industry should be misleading new investors like this. It's not a healthy path to sustainable growth at all, in my opinion. So let's get into the list and you guys can see a little bit of what I'm talking about. So this is a tweet from ZachXBT on Twitter, definitely worth checking him out, and he just says, let's do another paid Shill leak, this time for YouTube, Instagram, and TikTok. And if we click into his list here, we can see that these are just basically Excel spreadsheets of influencers that he's contacted requesting undisclosed advertisement or paid shill, and he's collected the data on what each of them would charge, right? So it's kind of surprising to see some of the names on this list. And we can see these guys are charging anywhere from $250 to $25,000 or even $65,000 in the case of the top channel on here, and I'm going to get to that one in a second. But the first one I want to point out is just one that sounds really basic, straightforward, and informative, right? It's called Data Dash. So let's jump over to their channel, see what kind of videos are on Data Dash, right? We have basically Bitcoin versus the Fed. We have a lot of macroeconomic news, and we have some just straight up Bitcoin technical analysis right here. He went to Bitcoin Miami. Look, he seems like an interesting guy, right? And honestly, a lot of this Bitcoin technical analysis, a lot of this macroeconomic news is probably interesting and useful information. But that kind of just gets to what I'm pointing at, that it's a little bit insidious, it's a little bit, it's very subtle and deceitful for there to be certain videos here that are basically undisclosed advertising. And looking through the video list, I think I can guess which ones those are, right? Any of these topics like what coins will 10x in 2022, or which altcoins are about to rip. Any of these video titles mentioning specific altcoins, I think it's a good chance that, you know, in the case of this channel, those are paid advertisements. So it's just really worth keeping that stuff in mind when you're watching a channel that you think is just technical analysis and news. They may be selling you a paid advertisement. Alright, let's jump back over to the list, and we're going to just call out basically the biggest channel that I see on here. It's a channel that I've watched before, honestly, as a new crypto investor in the middle of the bull run. I see a channel called Altcoin Daily. I'm like, yeah, this is news trends about the altcoin market. Let's get into it. We can see a lot of other people felt the same way. They've got 1.2 million subscribers on Altcoin Daily. So let's jump over to their channel. We can see that on the About section, they pretty much say, you know, we're Bitcoiners who take a free market approach, and our goal is to use altcoins to stack more Bitcoin, which is, I guess, surprisingly honest in the case of a team that's basically shilling you altcoins to make a profit, to buy more Bitcoin. I mean, at least they're letting you know, but you know, they don't mention any advertisements, they don't mention any paid sponsorships, so it's still pretty deceitful in my opinion. And then again, we see kind of the classic style of typically informational macroeconomic Bitcoin technical analysis news, and then all of a sudden we see, you know, a specific feature of Gala Games, or we see you know, a feature of this NFT trading card game that no one's ever heard of, or we see you know, even a Cardano video. Who knows which ones of these could be paid promotions, right? So it's just worth understanding that even though there's probably a ton of useful information on this channel, anytime they're getting too hype on one specific project, or they're telling you about something you've never heard of that sounds too good to be true, you know, there's a good chance that they got a bag to sing that song to you. So, you know, maybe plug one ear or something. Alright, So YouTube channels are advertising altcoins, right? Is that the worst thing in the world? I mean, we know that every industry has advertisements. To get a sense of, why I really think this is an issue, I want to break down one more statistic for you. If we look over here at this study, basically from a marketing firm called Yankelovich in 2007, they determined that the average person, and this is back in 2007, saw between 1 and 10,000 advertisements every day, okay? And now, that was 2007 when social media was very young. That figure is likely over 10,000 average ads per person per day in 2022, right? And why is that a big deal? It means that if you're used to seeing 10,000 advertisements per day, your brain has gotten pretty good at interpreting what's an advertisement, what's an unrealistic expectation being sold to me in these advertisements, and what do I basically just need to tune out, right? Like, you might watch the Gecko ones because they're funny, or you might watch one with Charles Barkley because he has a weird stutter or whatever the case may be, but ultimately you're not watching all of these advertisements thinking that they're genuine informational material, right? And that's a big distinction because as we get more and more used to seeing advertisements, we get better and better at tuning them out. So if someone catches you off guard at a time when you're looking for information, at a time when you're looking to connect with other people on social media, whatever your mindset is, if you see that pre-roll advertisement when you're watching a crypto YouTube video, you know to hit skip. But if the advertisement is baked in to the video in a way that you don't even know when it's coming, it's a lot harder to distinguish that and to make informed decisions because you're making a decision on something that you think is informational material when in fact it's just an advertisement, and in your daily life you probably wouldn't act on what you see in advertisements, right? So another good example of this is even on YouTube, right? All YouTubers have sponsorships. Most YouTubers will stop their video to show you, that little homemade ad for Manscaped or whatever their sponsor is. But the key thing is, before they do that, they'll say, and now a message from our sponsor, or now a message from our awesome sponsor, or whatever the case may be. The point is, they're not just in their bathroom pretending they're making you, a real intimate video about this new thing that changed their life, and the whole time it's Manscaped, and Manscaped is paying for the video, right? You see the difference there. So it's just really important in this crypto industry where things are unregulated, where it's really the Wild West still, to not be taken as exit liquidity and to not get caught in a pump like that. Now, people give you the obvious advice like, oh, if you don't want to get caught in a pump and don't buy the top, right? But the problem is a lot of the times you don't hear about something until you hear about it from one of these paid influencers who's likely getting paid to put their promotion out somewhere near the top already, right? So one way to just avoid getting caught by some of these influencers is, you see something that sounds like a good idea, make a note of it, save the chart on your deck screener, save the chart on your trading view, and wait for a dip. If the dip is intense and it looks more like a dump, maybe you wait a little bit longer, right? But it's important not to just see something for the first time and hit buy, because chances are you are buying the top. Alright guys, thanks for tuning in. I'm Felix. That's it for me. I just wanted to throw this out there. Not the funnest topic, but it's worth thinking about in a bear market. If you want to stick around, you need to start thinking for yourself, and you need to not get wrecked. So hopefully this information has helped you do that. Till next time, I'm Felix. Go ahead and subscribe for more similar content and smash the like button. Peace.